meeting to order for Monday, June 17th, 2013. Please rise for a pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alderman Bart Williams will lead us in prayer.
Dear God, bless America, this land that we love. As we approach another anniversary of our nation's birth, there are some who say that our country has seen its better days. Teach us to come together as a people and rededicate ourselves to the charity, generosity, and sense of civic purpose that has been our hallmark. Instruct us in what we need to do to help our children and grandchildren secure a bright and happy future. Show us how to bridge the gaps that exist between numerous factions in our society so that we can move forward in a spirit of cooperation and harmony. Watch over us, protect us, and guide us with your light from above. God bless America. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please show all present tonight, Mr. Recorder. Next item on the agenda will be approval of minutes from June 3rd, 2013. Entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Motion from Bart Williams, second.
Second.
Second from Jewel Horner. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Next item on the agenda, unfinished business. Under item A, initial resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $12,500,000 general obligation bonds of the City of Dyersburg, Tennessee, resolution number 06032013. I would entertain a motion to approve this resolution. Have a motion from Bob Kirk. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Joan White. Mr. Recorder, I need a roll call vote if you would do that on this first one.
This is for resolution 06032013. Alderman Kirk.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Glover.
Yes.
Alderman Cheney.
Yes.
Alderwoman Jewel Horner.
Yes.
Alderman Moody.
Yes.
Alderwoman Joan Wyatt.
Yes.
Alderman Robert Taylor Jr.
Yes.
Mayor John Holden.
Yes.
The vote's unanimous, Mayor.
Thank you. The next item on unfinished business, resolution B under this category, resolution declaring the intent of Dyersburg, Tennessee to reimburse itself for certain expenditures with proceeds of bonds, notes, and or loans to be issued by the City of Dyersburg, resolution number 06032013-A.
So moved.
Have a motion from Bob Kirk. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Jewel. And this also will be a roll call vote. Mr. Recorder, if you would call the roll.
This is 06032013-A resolution. Alderman Kirk.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Glover.
Yes.
Alderman Cheney.
Yes.
Alderwoman Jewel Horner.
Yes.
Alderman Moody.
Yes.
Alderwoman Joan Wyatt.
Yes.
Alderman Robert Taylor Jr.
Yes.
Mayor John Holden.
Yes.
It's a unanimous vote, Mayor.
Thank you. Both resolutions passed. I appreciate that very much. Next item on the agenda, new business. Under A, Chamber of Commerce, renewal of Tourism Economic Development Commission contract. Alan Hester, Larry White.
Good evening. My name is Larry White, Mayor, Board of Aldermen. Would like to first thank you for your ongoing support of the Chamber. As many of you, I've been involved in the Chamber for many years, and for the last 6 months in a different capacity as chairman, and I've been able to appreciate and enjoy what the Chamber does for Dyer County and Dyersburg. The specific information related to tonight's presentation is contained within individual package that you have. And the purpose of my being here tonight, threefold. First is the renewal of a 2-year contract between the city and chamber for tourism and economic development. Second is the review and approval of 2013 and 14 draft budget for the tourism and economic development programs and activities, and the reappointment of tourism and economic development commissioners Eddie Anderson and Tina Christian for 3-year terms. First, I would like to call upon Alan Hester for a recap of our recent chamber initiatives and a look ahead at some of the things that we have planned.
Thank you, Larry, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for this opportunity to come before the board tonight. As Larry said, we've got a packet of information. You should have already received the 3 items he just mentioned a few days ago. Well, what I've just passed out tonight is contained in this folder, and what I'd like to do is briefly, as quickly as I can, just walk through some of the highlights of what we have been up to and what we intend to do going forward. And I can't tell you how glad I am personally to be standing here in front of you tonight to give you this report. I want to start out with this little picture and a cut line, and I think all of you probably saw this when it was in the State Gazette some time back, but the County of Dyer won a countywide award from USDA for being the best rural county in our state last year for our local programs. And when you look at the cut line and all the things that are listed here that helped us win this award, even though it's a countywide award, most of it touches the chamber in some way or another. And I think that's something we can all be proud of, and I think it speaks to the scope and the depth of the program we have in place in partnership with the city and the county. The bulk of what I'm going to talk about is in this 6-page report that's in your packet that says Dyersburg, Dyer County Chamber Tourism and Economic Development Programs. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm going to try to hit some of the highlights, and I've bold-faced some of the type lines in here to call your attention to some things I think will be of particular interest. But what we are, as our former chairman, Jeff Agee, always liked to say, is we're the marketing arm for Dyersburg and Dyer County. And we go out and tell the story of what's here and what the opportunities are for growth and development of our county on a broad front of a lot of different things that we think are important to work on. First one I'll talk about a little bit about is area promotion and tourism, where we're trying to brand Dyersburg and Dyer County as a regional hub and a year-round destination, whether it be for employment, for locating industry, for hunting and fishing, sporting events, or whatever it might be. You can see some of the things that we support through our efforts, being the fair, the Sorghum Valley, the Big River Bowl, the Big Deal, the Hoop Fest, the Dixie Youth League, our duck hunting related events such as the Duck Fest and the Duck Blast. All of those are supported by the Chamber. We put out in collaboration with the State Gazette every year the Destination Dyersburg magazine, which has a shelf life of a year, and that's in your packet. And I'm really proud of it, and I'd encourage you to read it if you haven't already, because there's a lot of things in there about the progress that we've made this past year that are reflected in the contents of the magazine. Of course, we run the Lanham Center, and the Lanham Center is now paid for and owned by the Chamber, and it generated 158 events this past year since July 1st of last year, and those bring in tourism dollars and people that visit our community and spend money on lodging and gasoline and food and what have you. In the region, we have supported and will continue to support things like the Wings Over Halls Air Show, the Crappie Masters Fishing Tournament at Reelfoot Lake. And the weigh-in was held at our fairgrounds, so we'd have the benefit of having those people come to Dyersburg for the weigh-in. And other regional tourism events that we think are important. Under industrial recruitment on the second page, a lot of people think that this is all we do, and it's certainly the heart of the matter, if you might say it that way. It's what we're most focused on day in and day out, is promoting Dyer County and Dyersburg as a regional hub for industrial development. But we do that in a lot of different ways, with direct mail, with print advertising, with online advertising, with direct mail flyers. We do it with a number of efforts that have to go into this thing. To give you some of the recent highlights, just to hit a few of the high points, right now we're in the hunt for 2 projects in which we're a finalist on, and I've written a little bit about that under Project Incentus. We've actually been working on that project since 2011. So we're into the 2nd year working that project, and it was dormant for a while. Now it's come back to life, and it's between us and one other community outside of Tennessee in our region that it's going to come down to. We hope by August we'll know whether or not we're going to land that project. But that's kind of the nature of our work. Sometimes it takes a long time to get it done. Project CHIP is another one that we've submitted on. We expect a decision later this year. That one would bring in another 265 jobs. Project Parrot, just to give you an idea, that's a recent one that TVA brought our way. They're another automotive supplier, 120 jobs and a $15 million investment. We submitted 4 different buildings on that site, and we expect to know whether or not we're going to make the short list by August. So we've worked a total of 25 projects over the past year, and most of them come here initially, at least, with interest in the spec building. And they might shift their interest to a greenfield site, or they might say, well, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. But most of those 25 projects have involved information regarding the spec building. Meetings and conferences, I won't read that, but we've been to 3 big meetings so far. We've got several more planned for later in the year. On page 3, you'll see that. We're updating the marketing piece that's in, this is our retail piece that's in your packet. We're updating this, and we're expanding it to have a map that shows the regional trade area that extends over across the river into Missouri and Arkansas, that captures our full trade area for retail. We know that since Cracker Barrel came here, there's going to be more interest in retail in Dyersburg, and we're trying to prepare for that. Meetings and conferences, you see there, we're going to take our new retail information to the International Council of Shopping Centers in July up in Louisville, and there's 7 or 8 others that we've got listed there that are already on the books for us to attend. Southern Economic Development Council, Tennessee Economic Partnership, Industrial Asset Management Council, Governor's Conference in October, and in all those cases we'll be representing Dyersburg and Dyer County and talking about industrial development. Under existing industry, you look to see some of the things we do there year in and year out. On page 4, we've already done our industry dinner awards banquet May the 2nd. We honored the Eaton Corporation and ERMCO. We've had to put off our golf tournament because of bad weather, but we're determined. Larry White assures me that the farms will work one of these days and we'll not have rain and we'll be able to have a golf tournament. But we'll get that done. Under retail and expansion, I mentioned the retail flyer. We've had a couple of small business workshops. The ribbon cutting starts on page 4, and since July 1st of last year, we've cut a ribbon on 39 different new businesses in Dyersburg and Dyer County, most in Dyersburg. But they're listed there for you along with the date of the ribbon cutting. So those kind of come along one at a time, and we forget. But when you look back over a year's time and you see 39 of them, that seems to me pretty healthy. Our target was to have 25 of those a year, so we're exceeding our target. We've done the monthly 12 at 12, the community coffee. We've done one on the Health Care Act. We did a couple of legislative coffees already. And we started these legislative conference calls with our state chamber staff this year, and that every Friday, and we'll do it next year, and that really helped us stay on top of what's going on in Nashville. We had the State of the City coffee back in March and our expo. We do a number of other things under community development. One new program I want to point out on page 6, and I'll sit down. This new program that we've got, we're going to do in collaboration with the state and our 3-star grant. And the state came along this year and said, we're going to change 3-star up. And we've been in 3-star almost 30 years. Every year we qualify for that. And it saves us money on matching funds for infrastructure grants. And so it's important to stay in 3-star. This year they said, look, we're going to give each community an opportunity to create a new program. And you've got to come up with your own idea for a program and submit it to the state, and we're going to approve it or not. And once it's approved, the state's going to give you $15,000 to do the program, and you need to come up with the additional funds you need. So what we've done is we've put an additional $15,000 into this budget that's before you that we're going to match with state money to do this new program, which is going to foster workforce training towards our middle school students in the city and the county that gets them interested in the concept of STEM learning. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. And we hope to have this in place in the fall. We've been working with both school systems and the superintendents to put this in place along with the existing industry. And it's going to give our middle school kids a chance to look at some career paths that will take them out of high school and then to Dyersburg State for 2 years or to the Tech Center in New Bern for 2 years and give them marketable skills that they can go out and get good paying jobs. And this STEM economy is just now hitting the airwaves, you might say, nationwide, and it's become really quite the buzzword. There's a big new report out by the Brookings Institution called The Hidden STEM Economy that I recommend to you reading if you have time. And it's all about the opportunity for people in these jobs that are not bachelor degree level, but they do require post-secondary education. And we feel like if we're going to tell that story, we can't wait until the kid's a senior in high school to tell them. We've got to get to them in middle school, and that's what this new program is designed to do. So it's a part of our work this year. You've got some other pieces in there. They're self-explanatory. I'll stop with that and ask you if you have any questions of anything that I've talked about or anything going on with our programs.
Any questions? No?
Well, thank you for your time. And Larry, I guess we need to proceed now in the order that Larry described earlier. The first thing we need is if you to consider renewing the 2-year contract that we have with the city and the chamber.
The renewal of the TED Commission contract was in your packet that was sent out last week. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. We do this every couple of years, and would ask for a motion to approve the
I
contract.
move that we renew that agreement.
Second. I have a motion from Bart Williams, second from Dennis Moody. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the 2013-2014 TED budget that was also enclosed in your packet as well. I'll probably be happy to answer any questions that you may have of that, but anybody have any questions of the TED budget that was submitted?
I move we approve the budget.
Have a motion from Bart Williams, our second.
Second.
Second from Bob Kirk. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. We're making this easy for you. Right. Next item on the agenda, reappointment of Eddie Anderson and Tina Christian to the TED committee. They both have been members of the committee for several years. These are 3-year terms. Those included in your packet as well. Would entertain a motion to reappoint these 2 individuals to the TED committee.
So moved.
Motion from Jewel Horner. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Terry Glover. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Thank you all very much for what you do.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And if you ever have any questions about what we're doing, please just pick up the phone and call me. I'll be happy to tell you what I know and keep you informed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, attorney invoice that was enclosed at your packet as well, the amount of $11,568.75. Entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Motion from Bart Williams, second.
Second.
Have a second from Terry Glover. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I've got a couple of questions.
Okay.
Please. On the second page, about the delinquent tax suit and dealing with the state representative and the state senator. Do you know anything about what all that's about? We've done this for years. Is this something new that we have to have through the state legislature or something?
No, sir. I think there's a question about.
Clerk and master fees?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's a question about that. Obviously, when the city of Dyersburg gets involved in properties that are delinquent, we upkeep them, we mow them, we maintain them. There's fees associated with that. Historically, the city of Dyersburg has been paying the 5% fee on that as well. We're under the impression from talking with MTAS that that is not an allowable collection by the clerk and master. They may think something else, so we've asked for an attorney general's opinion of that statute.
And we're still waiting on that?
Yes, sir. That was done. That was presented to Senator Finney and Representative Sanderson when they were here at the legislative coffee probably 6 weeks ago, I guess. So we presented them that letter. I'll be more than happy to supply a letter to each one of you as well, asking for that opinion.
Okay, thank you. One other question I had about the pension plan, legal research, expansion of participation of buy-in. Is there something new going on about the possibility of buy-in by, do you know?
What page are you on?
On page
3.
3. Under pension plan. Expansion of participation in buy-in, legal research, and then legal research expansion of participation of buy-in. There's a couple of items that they were involved in.
Yes, sir. There's been no discussion of a buyback. The city of Dyersburg participated or held a buyback plan back, I think, in 1998 for the retirement plan. There's been some discussion among some city employees about doing that again. There's been some city employees that maybe have forgotten that they were offered that opportunity years ago, and we have been supplying the information where they signed off on to either participate or not participate. And that's just led to some more things as far as the retirement plan. We got to do a restatement of the retirement plan, and some of that's involved with that.
Did this come about as a result of the pension committee making a recommendation, or did?
No, sir. There's been no recommendation for any buybacks or anything.
Okay.
No, sir. Not at all.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Finance Committee meeting minutes, June 10th and 14th, 2013. Chairman Kevin Chaney.
Thank you, Mayor. Finance Committee met Monday, June 10th, 2013 at 10 a.m. at the Dyersburg City Hall Conference Room. Committee members present: Mayor John Holden, Kevin Chaney, Alderman Bob Kirk, Alderwoman Jewel Horner. City staff and others present: Terry Glover, Alderman, Steve Anderson, City Treasurer, Tanya Sierra, State Gazette reporter, Tommy Green, Tennessee Municipal League, Bond Fund Service, Whit Maloney, Vice President, and Jonathan McCoy, Vice President, Piper Jaffray Company. Chairman Kevin Chaney opened the meeting for the purpose of discussing Dyersburg City Schools proposals concerning a school board request for construction city bond refinancing. Mr. Tommy Green presented the Tennessee Municipal League Bond Fund Service proposal at potential refinancing the city debt service and obtain the capital necessary to complete the proposed $10 million in renovations. Additionally, representatives from Piper Jaffray presented concurrent information regarding the overall proposal for refinancing the city's debt service. After the proposals, the committee concluded to continue review of the information presented at the meeting for a final decision as the city enters the new 2013-14 budget period. At the conclusion of his presentation, Chairman Chaney asked for a motion to approve resolutions declaring the intent of Dyersburg, Tennessee to reimburse itself, Dyersburg City School Systems, for certain expenditures with the proceeds of bonds and notes and loans to be issued by the City of Dyersburg in resolutions 0603213 and 0632013. The resolutions are as follows, and this is provided in your packet. We've already done them?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go on to June 14th. The Finance Committee met Friday, June 14th, 2013, 10 a.m. Dyersburg City Hall Conference Room. Committee members present: John Holden, Kevin Chaney, Alderman Bob Kirk, Alderwoman Jewel Horner. City staff and others present: Terry Glover, Alderman Steve Anderson, City Treasurer, Vanessa Kane, State Gazette reporter, Ron Switzer and Walt Bradshaw Insurance Agency, Sue Teague, Human Resources Director, Neil Durbin, and Joey H. Dyersburg City Schools. Chairman Kevin Chaney opened the meeting for the purposes of discussing following city health insurance update, Dyersburg City Schools financing to the 2013-14 budget update. Mr. Ron Switzer presented the third quarter review annual insurance update. The proposal for consideration and approved renewal was presented to the 2013-14 budget period. After the presentation of committee discussion, Chairman Chaney called for a motion to approve a renewed contract between the City of Dyersburg and Bradshaw and Company Insurers. The motion was made by Alderman Bob Kirk, and the second to the motion was made by Mayor Holden. The motion was passed by the committee for recommendation of the full Alderman Board at the next regular meeting. And do we need a motion on that?
Yeah, the insurance.
I'll make a motion we accept this.
Second.
Have a motion from Kevin Cheney, a second from Bob Kirk. Any discussion about the insurance for the city medical insurance for the employees? Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Next order of business was a decision by the committee to select a plan for refinancing city debt service and obtaining the capital necessary to complete the proposed city school capital projects and renovations. In prior meetings, the Tennessee Municipal League Bond Fund Service, that includes financial management services for Piper Jaffrey's and Cumberland Securities Company, were two companies that presented proposals before the committee. Mr. Steve Anderson presented opinions on the facts pertaining to the two proposals. From discussions by the committee, Chairman Cheney entered in a motion from the committee to choose a plan to be presented before the full Alderman Board at the next regular meeting. Mayor Hogan motion to choose the Tennessee Municipal League Bond Fund Service proposal that as presented before the committee. The motion was seconded by Alderman Bob Kirk. The motion was passed by the committee with the exception of Alderman Bob Kirk, who abstained due to his membership with the Tennessee Municipal League Bond Fund. A final order of business was a general discussion of overall status 2013 fiscal year budget. We need a motion at this time to accept this bond.
Yes, motion should include the company that we're going to utilize, which was passed at the Finance Committee meeting. So I'd entertain a motion to approve.
And who is that, TML?
TML,
Okay.
with the assistance of Piper Jaffrey. I'd entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll make a motion. We approve the TML proposal.
A motion from Kevin Cheney. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a second from Dennis Moody. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
I need to abstain, Mayor, since I'm a member of the board of the bond fund.
Okay. Please reflect the records that Bob Kirk abstained from voting. Thank you, Kevin. Next item on the agenda, bids. Greg Williams.
I have 5 items to present tonight that all 5 items are normal operating supplies, and I will ask that these be approved contingent on passage of the new budget so that if we get the budget passed by July 1st, these can go into place. First item is for the street department. It's open purchase order for fiscal year 13-14 for concrete projects requiring less than 20 yards of concrete. This was notified in the State Gazette and direct to 2 vendors. You can see the prices in the chart there. So I recommend the bid be awarded to Forkham Lanham Concrete for $30,000.
For the recommendation, entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Motion from Jewel Warner, second.
Second.
Second from Joan White. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Next item is for the solid waste department. It is tires for the big route trucks and dumpster trucks. An open purchase order. Notification was given to the State Gazette and direct to 3 vendors. Sent it out to these 3 and got 1 response. The main reason for that is the Firestone tire has proved to be superior to any other tire that they've tried, and Triple T has the government contract for those as a local distributor. So I recommend awarding the bid to T Enterprises of Dyersburg, $28,047.64.
Further recommendation, entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Motion from Kevin Cheney, second.
Second.
Bart Williams, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Next item is for 3 departments, the water plant, the wastewater plant, and the recreation department for 110,000 gallons total of liquid chlorine bleach. Notification was given to the State Gazette and direct to 4 vendors. I had 3 responses, and I recommend the bid be awarded to the low bidder, which is Harcross Chemical of Memphis, for $85,800.
So moved.
Motion from Bob Kirk, second.
Second.
Second from Jewel Warner, I'm sorry. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Next item is for the police department for speed-rated patrol pursuit tires. And again, notification was given through the State Gazette and direct to 3 vendors. Had 2 responses. I recommend the bid be awarded to the low bid of T Enterprises of Dyersburg, $11,300.
For the recommendation, entertain a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Motion from Dennis Moody, second.
Second.
Second from Joe Warner. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
The last item is for the water plant. It's for fluoride. Sent this out to 5 vendors. I got 3 no bids and 2 responsive bids. So I recommend the bid be awarded to Hawkins Incorporated of Memphis for $18,432.
And further recommendation, I'd entertain a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Motion from Dennis Moody. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Joan White. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, report from Alderman Bob Kirk.
I don't have anything, Mayor.
Bart Williams.
Just one thing to revisit. We've got 4-way stops, along Church Street, and then when we get to Market, there isn't a stop. And I know I've mentioned that before, and just didn't know if we'd thought about that any further. I was downtown a while back and witnessed somebody stopping and then pulling out in front of an oncoming car. And I don't know if that would make it safer, or at the very least, maybe we need to put one of those little signs below the stop sign: "This cross traffic does not stop," or something. It just seems like with the patterns that we've adopted downtown around the square and on along Church that we might want to do that.
Okay. I don't know where that stands honestly, but I'll find out and see if we've done a study or if we looked into that issue. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Glover.
No report.
Kevin.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Ms. Jewell.
I don't have anything.
Dennis.
Don't have anything.
Ms. Jones.
Didn't have anything.
Robert.
Yeah, Mayor, I was down at the Roof Community Center today, and they got the kitchen there going, but now the gym there is not going. Can we get someone down there to fix the problem?
I would defer to Andy Baker.
Andy here?
He is.
Okay.
You aware of that, Andy?
Not aware of we just got the new unit on the kitchen
Right.
fellowship area.
Okay.
But I'll check the steward
Oh.
on that first thing in the morning.
Okay, appreciate it. How's the Southtown project coming?
You talking about which one? Are you talking about?
Make sure the flood waters get out.
We got a CDBG grant for. Okay, that was to repair the lift stations, 3 lift stations in Southtown, and also to do some along the ditch area to install some pipe and curb and guttering. That we're just waiting on all the proper procedures and everything to be signed and a notice to proceed. So that is moving forward.
Okay, all right. Have you had opportunity to talk with Bob about the caution light at Pease and Hornbrook?
I've requested from Dyersburg Electric the cost to install a light there. Dyersburg Electric is the one that have to do that. So I'm waiting on a response for them for that.
Okay, appreciate it. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. We are going to have a meeting the 28th of this month. Steve, is that correct? 11 o'clock? Okay, we're working on the budget. We will have the budget finalized by July 1st. We've already sent a notice to the paper. It should be in there tomorrow, giving adequate notice of the meeting, but it will be on the 28th at 11 a.m. at City Hall upstairs conference room for the purposes of finalizing our budget.
We don't have to pass a contingent, but
No, sir, we're not going to.
Okay, thank you.
Don't have to. And then we will have a finance committee sometime between now and the 28th in order for the finance committee to give their blessing of the budget that we hopefully will get passed on the 28th. Also, there will be an airport committee meeting on this Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the airport to update proposals for the restaurant that have been sent out and picked up, and also an update on the resurfacing program through TDOT at the Dyersburg Municipal Airport. That's about a $3 million grant that we received working on that.
you have
Last
some
thing,
interest in the proposal for the airport. Have you some people?
yeah, we're working through all the engineering studies and.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean about the restaurant.
Oh yeah, yes, we've had 2 picked up.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes, we've had 2 picked up. Last thing I want to mention, a lot of discussion about the feeding program Dyersburg Housing Authority. There was a news story on Channel 5 tonight with the title that says, City Department wants to stop free summer meals for kids. I've contacted Justin Hanson, the reporter for Channel 5, and made him aware that's not a city department. It's not associated with the city, just to get that corrected. And I passed out a copy of that to each of the aldermen and alderwomen, and also to Ms. Tanya Sierra. There's a couple of references in that article about it being a city program or city departments, and it's not the case. City of Dyersburg does support the summer feeding program. We have 3 sites set up through the Recreation Center, Bruce, Future City, Neighborhood Activity Center. We also employ part-time city workers and pay them to provide recreational opportunities for those participants in that program, and also have the end of the year party at Okina. I also understand tomorrow there will be a press release from Dyersburg Housing Authority addressing this issue, and if somebody were to contact HUD in Memphis, who is the hub office for Dyersburg Housing Authority, they would have some information as well. So I just want to bring you up to date on that. Anything else? Thank you. We're adjourned.